Hey guys, welcome to another episode in a deep playthrough of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. The sharp observer will have noticed that we are in a different plane and different location than where the previous episode left off, and that is because two things. I went to the main menu after the previous episode to check on which Caribbean islands actually the landmarks were, so that I just to avoid like randomly do island hopping, because they are much further apart than I actually guesstimated up front. And I did make a picture of the main menu map screen with the landmarks displayed, so I know what we are looking for, which islands. But then trying to get back into the game, somehow the save, it was corrupted, or maybe that is that shipping line mod that I have installed, but it kept on crashing. So I either had to start in the Diamond DA62 airplane that we were in, from somewhere nearby, and then fly to where we were. But I thought, let's make the best of a bad situation, because I didn't really like the Diamond 62 that much. It was a fine plane, and the sound, it was not amazing. It was a bit annoying, and it was a bit like a mosquito in my view. But the main thing is, what I underestimated is that the Caribbean tour that I am planning for, and that is like starting from Bartholomew, St. Bartholomew or something like that, going a bit south to a couple of islands to check out the landmarks, then turning back north to the northwest to go to the final destination, Nassau in the Bahamas, is actually almost 1,000 nautical miles journey. And with the St. Barth Nassau, it's I don't know, 900, 950, and then also with the little island hopping that I will do to the southern part. If you add that to it, it's over 1,000 miles, I would think. And the plane, the Diamond 62, was simply too slow for that, I would say. I think it has like if you're totally leveled out and you're going pretty smooth, you can do, I don't know, 170 knots. So that is maybe 180, 190 miles per hour. But that's still, if you have to do like 1,000 miles, over 1,000 miles, it's 5 or 6 hour journey. So I decided to, maybe I could have better gotten like a business jet. There you have like a Citation and another one. I think two business jet aeroplanes. But I went for the TBM 930, so it's still a prop. So it is not as fast as the business jets, but at least it is really twice, maybe three times as fast as that Diamond 62 that we were in. I think it can cruise at around 350, and maybe if we're lucky we can push it to 400 or something. So then at least it will be a 2 to 3 hour journey, which is more realistic, I would say, because I do like Flight Simulator, and maybe at one point I will do longer flights, but for now 2 to 3 hours on the journey, which with my pace will probably mean 4 to 5 hours in reality, because I do detours, I get off course, I get distracted by the things to see along the way and stuff. So that is really more than enough for now. So we are in a bit bigger but also a bit faster plane, and it actually has, in my view, a lot better visibility, which is also a bonus compared to the Diamonds, because the Diamond had like twin engines really blocking the view to the side, and the windscreen in front was like super narrow. So for sightseeing that was not the best plane. Anyways, I have been spending half an hour to an hour checking the cockpit a bit on this one. I did do a flight test already some months ago, but so I really don't remember much, but it looks pretty clear. This cockpit layout's not a lot of buttons and switches to mix up, but before I start I am going to again run through the checklist just to get my head around it. So that is it. We are in the islands that we briefly before the end of the previous episode passed in the Diamond 62. So we are more or less where we left off. We are just not in the air but on the ground in a small island. And also one thing I really want to do, I was already planning on making when making the way up north to do an intermittent landing for some extra fuel load to get some fuel on board. And I am of course still doing that, or this plane can actually, if you max it out, I think it has enough range to do it in one go. But actually on the way north there's actually also the island of Saba, and I think Saba is one of those it also like it had like a little question mark on the map, so I think that means that Asobo paid more attention to it. They handcrafted some stuff there instead of all automatically generated materials. But I think, I might be mistaken, but I think Saba is one of those islands with that extremely short challenging runway. So it would be cool if for the pit stop we land at Saba. So that is now formally included into the journey. So it will be St. Barth. We are now in one of the nondescript islands. I think the first or the second island south of or what is it, southeast of St. Barth. I don't know the name, to be honest. I do know I can just as well look it up. It's TNCE. 1 second. TNCE airports. Francis Delano Roosevelt Airport. Yeah, we are St Eustatius. Yeah, that's actually a Caribbean island. I think it's still somehow a bit linked to the country where I'm from, the Netherlands. Anywho, we are on St Eustatius, and this is not really part of the journey. The journey is St. Barth. Then south doing some sightseeing, 2 landmarks. I can also already mention the 2 landmarks. I have them over here. It is a lighthouse, La Caravelle Lighthouse, on an island to the south. And on an island, I think, next to it, Fort Napoleon descent. Some kind of a Napoleonic fort, really on a minuscule bit of rock, so that would be pretty cool to see. So it is takeoff that we already did 2 episodes ago in St. Barth. Then these 2 landmarks I just mentioned, the fort and the lighthouse. Then making our way north, again northwest. We'll be going, making a pit stop in the challenging airport of Saba. And then we will continue to Nassau Bahamas, and that's about it. So without further ado, let's quickly check. Yeah, I was afraid of this. This is an incredibly long checklist, but I will try to go through it as quickly as possible. Exterior lights over there off. Yes, they're all off. Internal lights, they are all off. Crash lever down. I think that is this one that cuts off all the electricity. Starter is off. Ignition is in the auto position. Auxiliary boost pump is in the off position. Fuel selector is manual. Autopilot trims is off. De-ice system, I think that is over here, must be all off. Yes, the down position, I assume everything is off. So the subframe de-ice, icing light, propeller de-ice, windshield, pitot left heater, pitot right and stall heater. I'm not sure what a stall heater is. Maybe the trailing edges or something. And then we also have an inertia separator. That's actually something you must use when in icy conditions or when in rough terrain on the ground during takeoff. That separates foreign objects like ice particles or rocks from the runway. Separates them from the airflow into the engine so that they do not damage the cylinders and stuff, or the engine itself. But that is all off, so here we go. Check, 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 check. Then inertia separator off, that's what I just explained. Parking brake is, yeah, I think the lever is behind the yoke, so that is on. Check. Landing gear lever is in the down position over here. Down. Bleed is off. What the hell is bleed? Alright, goddammit. Ah, it's over there. Pressurization. Yeah, that's probably if you're over pressurized or something and you yeah, I don't know actually what it does. It bleeds off pressure, I would say. So maybe if you pressurized it and yeah, if you over pressurized it, I would say. I'm also not sure what that max difference does. That's if you're very high up, so you have very low ambient outside pressure. Why would you, yeah, maybe that is then the max difference. And if that is, that maybe is then still, because you're so high up with so low air pressure ambient, then putting the max difference, that is probably then still lower in the cockpit as it would be at sea level, but that is then the best you can get or something. But anyways, bleed is off, throttle is in the cutoff position. That's not the case. I'm doing that right now. I was messing about a bit, so check. Fuel tank selector open and left or right. Alright, it is in the left or right, and this is off. Pull to close. Alright, let's start with left. I have it's both 550 liters, 553. I have everything, both left and right, filled to 75%. Fuel, alright, so check, 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 and that is this one. Then we do the inside inspection. Crash lever up, we just checked it. Source, battery or GPU. I was pretty funny. I was like, okay, graphical processing unit. Are they meaning my RTX video card? But no, GPU stands, I think, for ground power unit or something. It's like an external generator. But yeah, it needs to be in the battery or the GPU. Let's keep it at battery. I don't have any GPU connected as far as I'm aware. Generator must go to main. It is in main. De-ice system lights. Test. Right, I think that maybe lights test. Is that a button? De-ice system lights. Yes, I'm pressing it, but I'm not sure whether the power is already correct. This one must go up. That's it. So then we have power, and now we can check it. I hope. Still don't see any anything happening. Do we have power? I don't think so. What the hell? I'm not sure what these two red thingies are. Micro mask. I'm not sure. This one. Normal or dump pressurization? Dump you probably have to do if you're crashing towards the earth and you're over pressurized. You have to dump it. So these are more of emergency buttons. Anyways, yeah. Shouldn't I first put on the electricity or anything? Yeah, probably it's on, I guess. I don't see any avionics or... Ah, now I understand. These ones were still in the off position. Source.
TOS system test. Okay.
Whoa, pretty cool. Battery is on. Generator. Main. What do we have here? I totally missed these ones. Passenger oxygen. Stand by or deploy. Oxygen off or on. Alright, that are probably the oxygen masks over here. Like, keep closed. Ah, that's actually mirrored lettering. Here it's okay. So it's keep closed without goggles. So that is the oxygen you have over there. Can we put on the lights? Yeah, man, it's, I really find they did a pretty amazing job with these airplanes. Anyways, alright, now we can test the ice lights. Master caution. We have a warning here. Not sure what that's all about. And also display backup. What the hell does that do? No idea. Let's just start that one as well. Maybe. Parking brake. I thought I had it set, parking brake. Yeah, alright. Probably, apparently that raises an alarm. I'm not sure why. Oil pressure, fuel pressure. Auto selector, bleed off, low voltage. Auto selector, for what auto selector? I know there's an auto selector, yeah, over here. Fuel selector, manual or auto. Apparently this one wants it to have it set to auto, I guess, I'm not sure. Anyways, the ice system lights check. Landing gear lights check down. Right. No, that are not the lights, it are the warning lights. So let's do a light test. Seems to be working all fine, I would say. Check down. Alright. I'm not sure why you have like a test button for it. I can already see they're working, but it's probably that they are also dynamically working. Not only like maybe they are just the switch to turn them off is broken and then they will burn continuously, light up, and that's also not what you want. So it probably not only tests whether the bulbs themselves are in good order, but also whether the functionality works. Hot airflow. This is the pressurization. Dump. Bleed. Yes, we already had that. What the hell? Primary flight display. Bearing. Speed box. Timers. Minimum. Settings. God damn it. I will go into that later on. What the hell is MFD? You have PFD. Weather. Direct to map, flight director or something. Process or approach. Flight plan, aircraft system. Alright, 1 second, I'm curious. I'm going to switch off the parking brake. Even though it should be on, that sound is pretty annoying. I am quickly checking the difference between PFD versus MFD. Multifunction display. The most visible parts are the LSD screens, and they called the primary flight display. Multifunction display. Usually experimental aircraft builders install one EFIS and one separate engine monitoring system with display. Alright, and all data can be seen on either screen because of at least yeah, those two and also these three screens. Probably or not probably because of redundancy. Anywho, landing gear lights we checked. Then we have the fuel on board. Where can we see that? Hello, hello. Fuel on board. Ah, over there in the engine stats over here. We see that yeah, there's some low volts. Amps are pretty good. Not sure what the difference is between the left and the right. Probably 2 generators or something. I have no idea. Fuel quantity USG. Yeah, we're pretty good. We are at 75%, I think. One second. Let's make it a learning moment. Fuel USG. Almost there, sorry. Ah, US gallon, of course. That was stupid. I could have figured that one out. It's all a bit no, I wanted to say confusing because in the Diamond 62 you had the fuel flow meter in gallons per hour, GPH I think it's said. But that's actually the same measurement as here, US gallons I would assume. But we also have a fuel flow meter in here. We have torque, we have propeller RPM, NG. Intake temperature, I think this is NG. 1 second, because it is handy to check that now before getting in the air. Garmin. Let's assume this is the 3000 and then NG. And 1 second, I'm putting it between quotation marks. And I'm putting the percent symbol in there in the search, maybe that helps. No, that is not really working. Let's do TBM 930 NG percent. What the hell is NG? And then it says left feet, difference, cabin pressure, yeah, okay, pounds per square inch, altitude feet, rate, flow per minute or something, I have no idea. It's there. The whole aviation world is tied together with abbreviations. It's so annoying. That's a hot. So hot starts cause use damage to jet engines. Alright. Almost there. Gas generator RPM. Is that it? There are 4 parameters of interest when managing a turboprop. Torque, gas generator RPM, NG. No idea why that is called NG. And I also don't see RPM. I only see a percentage, but whatever. Interstage turbine temperature. Ah, I thought it was intake temperature. So that's the intercooler, I would say. Interstage turbo temperature. Good to know. And they say there were 4 parameters to check out. So let's see what the other one was. One moment. Find in page 4. Almost there. Almost there, I hope. Alright, torque, gas generator RPM, interstage turbine temperature, and propeller RPM. Where the hell's propeller RPM? Ah, that's over there. Yeah, so we have 4 gauges indeed. Below the boxes is a large analog arc that displays the priority most critical parameter of the first 3, with prop RPM displayed only digitally. The SEI display has boxes along its top to display digital readouts of these parameters. Below the boxes is a large analog arc that displays the priority most critical parameter of the first 3. Alright, whatever. So we have the interstage turbine temperature or something. And we had the generator gas RPM or something. Alright, sorry. That was a longer learning moment than I expected. Landing gear we checked, fuel on board we checked, and we also quickly, you can here even see the trim settings. That's pretty handy. Checked flaps over here. So we do have takeoff and landing flap settings as well. And what was GPA? Gallons per hour. This is the fuel flow actually, I would say. Check. Check, 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 check. And we go to engine starts. Motoring. If residual ITT is more than 150. Ours is 0. Motoring. Ignition off. Auxiliary boost pump on. Propeller area clear. Starter on 2 seconds. Then off. Starter. Abort. After 30 seconds max, then off. Auxiliary boost pump off. That's only, if motoring, it's probably if you just landed, shut it down and quickly start it up again. If residual interstage turbine temperature, 1 second. That's one thing I am curious about. yes. Whether it indeed was that. If that is above 150, so this is not relevant. So let's set the ignition to auto. I think it's already in there. Yes, over there. Auxiliary boost pump. Let's put it to on. Propeller area must be clear. It is clear. Starter on 2 seconds. Shouldn't I put the throttle in a certain position? No, starter on for 2 seconds. That's probably to get some gasoline in there or something. So let's do the starter for 2 seconds. And 1, 2. Oh, this is not going right? No, I don't want that. Alright, by the way, let's put on the parking brake. Alright, so I probably put it for a bit too long. I thought just getting the starter from on to off would stop it, but it actually continued. Not sure what that's all about. I had to really push it to abort, I think. Anyways, now we will be setting the throttle. Low idle when NG is 13%. What is our NG? Yeah, our NG is nothing. ITT max 870 degrees for 20 seconds. 1000 for 5 seconds. NG 30% before 30 seconds, 50% before 1 minute. Automatic starter off. When NG is 52%. Okay, probably this is engine starting. Alright, so I just need to do it. I thought this was just only for 2 seconds to get some gasoline in there, but it's not. This was already the start procedure. So then it will try to start, even if I put it to off. It will still continue to run. Then I will put the throttle to low idle when the gas turbine is at 13%. I will have to watch out for the turbine temperature, interstage, and then I will keep an eye on whether the gas turbine gets to 50%. We have to monitor the oil pressure and temperature. Automatic starter, we shut it off when it's at 52%, this one. So we have to mind the intake temperature and or the turbine temperature and the generator percentage. That was it probably. The ignition is in auto. That's probably why nothing happened when I set it to off, because it's managing the process itself. Probably if I put it to off and then I will put this one to on, it will try something. Whatever. Let's get it to auto and let's just put this one 2 seconds. And now I will have to, once this one reaches 13%, it's about now. Come on. We need to go to low idle. That worked. What do we have here? Intake temperature 400 degrees. 30%, 50% before 1 minute. Oil pressure and temperature. Oil temperature and pressure looks good. Automatic starter off when gas is 52%. So the automatic starter is going to go to off. Yeah, I already did that. So what does that mean? I set the ignition to off. What does that do? Nothing. Alright, automatic starter off. Where is this? Oil pressure, alright, fine. Intake temperature, throttle, we have that one. Yeah, starter. Yeah, that's that one. Automatic starter. Needs to go. I don't understand this. Here it says starter on for 2 seconds, then off. And here it says starter to off. But it's already off. The only difference is here it's called starter and here it's called automatic starter. So maybe that means yeah, this one, because it's at auto. That's the only link I have with automatic. So let's just put this one to off. That's probably it. This is only for... I was a bit hesitant putting the ignition to off, because you need ignition, of course, continuously. Or at least you need to ignite the fuel air mixture. But this is only related to engine start, so I think we're good. So... Man. What an annoying sound. So we have... Check. Boost pump on, propeller area clear, starter on, throttle is to low idle, yes. ITT, where are we with the ITT? In the green, I would say, yes, 500 something. Turbine, 30%. The NG, I'm at 60%. Fine. Oil pressure and temp was fine. Automatic starter off. Done that. And alright, I will quickly check this in the next one, and then we will taxi to the runway, which is pretty close by, and then finally we will be airborne and continuing the flight. Guys, hope you enjoyed. It was actually totally taking much more time than I expected, but it was also, I found, pretty fun, because this is really such a cool looking plane. So I'm actually yeah, I don't mind learning about this plane, about this cockpit. So it really is one of the sharpest looking propeller planes I know of. Anywho, I will try this one in the next episode maybe, but first we will be going into this one. Yeah, so it was more or less a checklist episode, but now at least we will be flying a lot quicker than in the previous episode with the Diamond 62. This plane will for sure go 2 to 3 times faster. Hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you in the next one. For the meantime, do not forget, always do keep on gaming. See you later.